Welcome back to the deep dive. I have to say, looking at the stack of research for today,
Hmm?
I honestly thought there might have been a mix-up at the printer.
I can see why.
I've got schematics for bathroom sinks, industrial safety logs, and then ancient geometric spirit seals.
It does look like someone just shuffled a hardware store catalog with a New Age manifesto, doesn't it?
Exactly. We are exploring what is arguably the most bizarre yet strangely practical intersection of topics we have ever covered.
I mean, it's pretty out there.
Imagine, if you will, the gritty, greasy world of industrial plumbing pipes, valves, pressure gauges colliding head-on with the ethereal world of spiritual empathy.
It sounds completely ridiculous on the face of it. But the more you dig into this material, the more the metaphor really holds up. It might be the most accurate model for emotional boundaries I'd ever seen.
So the core idea here is that your soul and your home share a metaphysical architecture. And the central concept, the thing that stops you from going crazy, is that just like your bathroom sink, your energetic field relies on a trap.
Right, the plumbing trap. If you look under any sink, you see that U-shaped pipe that isn't just there to catch your wedding ring if you drop it. It holds a seal of water. That standing water is the only thing preventing, sewer gas from the city main, methane, bacteria, all of it, from backing up into your nice, clean bathroom.
And the argument in these sources is that the human energy body has the exact same mechanism, a sacred threshold that's designed to hold a seal of living water.
Precisely. And what happens when you go on vacation for a month and you don't use that sink?
The water evaporates, the trap dries out.
And you come home to a house that smells awful. That's the dry trap phenomenon. In the context of our deep dive today, a dry trap is when you burn out.
Okay.
If you neglect your self-care, you stop paying attention to your own needs, or you just give too much away until you're running on empty.
And when that seal evaporates, it allows sewer gas, which the text uses as this really visceral metaphor for energy vampires, to backflow right into your sanctuary.
It creates a direct, open line from all the collective toxicity outside right into your personal space.
That is a terrifying image. Sewer gas in your soul because you forgot to run the tap. So our mission today is to fix the plumbing.
Yes.
We're going to take you from being what they call a leaky vessel, which just sounds gross, and transform you into a sovereign biolaboratory.
A sovereign biolaboratory. I love that term. It implies you aren't just a passive victim of your environment, you are a facility. You need maintenance logs, you need security protocols.
You need standard operating procedures. It's so bureaucratic for spiritual work. I mean, usually people talk about shielding with, like, white light. This stuff wants me to fill out a clipboard.
And that's why it works. It takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
We start with the diagnostic phase. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where it's coming from. So the source material introduces the vibrational maintenance log.
Okay, walk me through this. I'm supposed to carry around a logbook for my feelings.
Mentally, yeah, or even physically if you're really struggling. This is about applying industrial hygiene to your emotions. Instead of just saying, I feel drained, you are documenting a specific leak event.
I see. So you depersonalize it. You're just the facility manager noting a breach. What are the categories in this log?
You're tracking 4 key data points. First, the date and time the drop occurred. Second, the location or source. Who or what is the toxin? Is it a person? The news.
Okay, simple enough.
Third is the symptom. What odor did you detect? In a real plumbing leak, you might smell sulfur. In your soul, maybe you feel sudden irritation or fatigue or that brain fog.
Right.
And the fourth one is the most important. Trap status.
Trap status, what's that?
Was your trap already dry when you walked into the situation? Were you already hungry, tired, stressed out? Because if your trap was dry to begin with, you can't really blame the sewer gas for entering. That's a maintenance failure on your part.
That's a bit harsh, but I get it. It forces you to take responsibility for your own seal. So let's say I've got my log, I've tracked it for a week, and I see a pattern. Every time I talk to Steve from accounting, I log a leak event.
This is where we move from diagnostics to the solution, the administrative controls. This is an actual OSHA term.
From workplace safety.
Yeah. In industrial safety, if a hazard cannot be removed, you change the way people are allowed to interact with it.
So we aren't trying to heal Steve from accounting.
No, that is not your job. Your job is facility management. If the log shows that a specific person repeatedly causes your P-trap to dry out, the only compliant fix is to limit your exposure.
So going no contact or low contact.
Exactly. It's not cold, it's engineering. If your P-trap is, let's say, undersized for the environment, meaning your current energy levels just can't handle the toxicity that person outputs, you don't just try harder.
That leads to system failure.
Right. You upgrade your administrative controls, you limit the exposure time to 5 minutes. Or you just stop answering the phone after 8 p.m. You shut the valve.
So, diagnosis leads directly to boundary enforcement. But that feels reactive. Let's talk prevention. Ideally, I don't want to be shutting valves in a panic. I want the system to be robust.
Exactly. You want a trap that stays full. This is where the source material outlines a morning energetic trap priming SOP.
SOP. There's that factory language again.
Hmm.
But I do like the structure. What does this morning routine look like?
It's broken down into phases, like a startup sequence for a machine. Phase 1 is liquid barrier replenishment.
Okay, that sounds fancy, but looking at the notes, it starts with just sitting still.
The 1-liter pour. The instruction is to sit in 2 minutes of absolute silence before you touch any digital devices. The source calls smartphones 3D portals.
Okay, I have to challenge this. My phone is my alarm clock. It's literally the first thing I touch. Is 2 minutes really going to save my soul?
Think about the plumbing metaphor, though. If you open your phone, you are opening a portal to the world. The news, emails, demands, chaos. If you open that valve before you have filled your own internal trap with silence and stability, you are starting the day with an open pipe.
The sewer gas rushes in before you've even brushed your teeth.
That's it. That actually makes a lot of sense. I'm letting the world dictate my pressure before I've even set my own.
Precisely. You establish your seal first.
Yeah.
Then you move to hydration alchemy.
Mhm.
You drink water, but you visualize it as liquid light filling that internal well.
And then my favorite part, the 5-gallon flush.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
This is about gratitude, right?
Yes, but specifically, it's about dissolving the grease. In a kitchen sink, grease builds up and narrows the pipe. In your mind, resentment, anxiety, yesterday's arguments, that's the grease. If you don't flush them with a high volume of gratitude first thing, they harden. And a greasy pipe creates backflow.
Okay, so we've flushed the grease. Now, phase 2 is the mechanical upgrade. This is where the plumbing metaphor gets really technical. The text talks about the difference between an S-trap and a P-trap.
It's a crucial distinction. In a lot of modern building codes, S-traps are illegal.
Really? Why?
An S-trap is shaped like an S on its side. The problem is, if a large volume of water goes down it really fast, it creates a siphon. It literally sucks the water seal right out of the pipe behind it.
It self-sabotages.
Exactly. It creates a vacuum. The source warns us. Do not have an S-trap heart.
What does that look like in real life? An S-trap heart.
It's the person who overgives. The person who gets so swept up in someone else's drama that they pour everything they have down the drain to help. They create a siphon and boom, they're empty, their seal is gone, they're vulnerable.
So we want a code-compliant P-trap.
Yes. A P-trap is designed to retain a permanent reservoir. It allows water to flow out, but gravity ensures a small pool always remains at the bottom. You keep that little pool of self-love. You never drain the tank completely.
That's a powerful visualization, keeping that little reserve just for you.
And to support that, you install inline barrier seals. This is your no. The text calls it a one-way elastomeric valve.
I love this specificity.
Because it's functional. Love flows out. But toxic vapors are blocked from entering. You aren't building a wall. You're installing a valve. It's active, not passive.
And what about things we can't just cut off? You know, old projects, distant relatives we worry about.
For those, the SOP suggests an evaporation retardant. Think of it like pouring a little mineral oil on a drain in a guest bathroom you rarely use. The oil sits on top of the water and stops it from evaporating.
Ah, so you apply this mental oil to those things so they don't become a dry back door for negativity.
Exactly. So that brings us to phase 3, automated primer initialization. This is for when you're out in the world.
The emergency system.
Right. You know that feeling when you're in a meeting or at a family dinner and you just feel the energy drop. You can feel yourself losing your seal.
The pressure drop.
Yes. You need an automated response. You use a physical anchor, a ring, a watch, a stone in your pocket, and you program it as an electronic trigger.
Like a Pavlovian response.
Totally. You train yourself. When I touch this ring, I am recalling the feeling of the morning flush. It delivers a metaphorical squirt of protective energy. It primes the trap on the go.
It's a quick patch. But what if the SOP isn't enough? You're doing the work, you're priming the trap, but the maintenance log keeps showing the same source over and over. And the administrative controls, the distancing, aren't working.
And then you have to escalate. And this is where the source material gets very formal. You initiate a metaphysical environmental impact statement, an EIS.
It sounds like we're about to build a highway through a wetland.
It's the same principle. You're assessing the damage this source is causing your personal ecosystem. You look at 3 criteria. First, air quality.
Okay.
Does this person introduce methane, which is confusion, gaslighting, brain fog, or hydrogen sulfide, the smell of anger and aggression?
So do they make you question reality, or do they just yell at you?
Pretty much. Second, you check plumbing integrity. Is there a siphon factor? Does this person act as a high-volume vacuum, just taking and taking, with no reciprocal flow?
We all know those people, the ones who suck the air out of the room.
And third, corrosion. Has the connection caused your boundaries to become brittle? Do you feel weak or snappy around them? If the assessment shows the source is non-remediable,
Meaning you can't fix it, they won't fix it,
then the solution is pipe relocation,
which is a very polite, bureaucratic way of saying.
sovereign disconnection. You cap the line. You physically and energetically seal off that connection. It's not about being mean. It's about acknowledging the environmental impact is just too high. You can't run a clean lab with a raw sewage line open in the corner.
Now, up until this point, we've been very grounded. Pipes, valves, logs. But the sources take a massive pivot here. We go from the hardware store to, well, another dimension. We go from industrial plumbing to deep metaphysics.
It seems like a huge jump, I know. But think about it. Hardware can only do so much. You can install the best pipes in the world, but if the actual energy flowing through them is corrupted, the pipes don't matter.
We need to upgrade the software.
We need to recode the field. This is the crystalline P-trap activation. The text starts using terms like light language and geometry of the soul.
For the listener who is just getting comfortable with the toilet metaphor, how do we bridge this gap?
We move from the physical to the subatomic. The crystalline activation is a visualization technique that reinforces all the mechanical work we just did. It starts with the golden helix.
Walk us through this. What are we visualizing?
You visualize liquid gold light flowing from the stellar gateway, a point way above your head, down into your solar plexus. It creates a vortex seal. It's not just standing water anymore, it's spinning, living light. The spin creates a centrifugal force that pushes debris out.
Okay, spinning gold light.
Yeah.
And then there are the geometric mandalas.
Right. This is the structure of the filter itself. You visualize the seed of life, that classic sacred geometry pattern of overlapping circles at every energy portal in your body.
Why that specific shape?
Because its function is beautiful. The geometry expands to let love out, but if dissonance or negativity hits it, the geometry contracts. It interlocks into a shield that's as hard as a diamond. It's an intelligent valve.
And there's a sound component to this, right? We aren't just looking at shapes.
Frequency is key. The text specifically mentions 528 hertz. You imagine these geometric valves locking into place with a harmonic ping at that frequency. You're tuning your field. If you vibrate at a clear, high pitch, the low, muddy vibration of sewer gas it can't enter. There's no resonance.
The text also mentions a sigil, a master code you etch into your chest.
Yes. It's a visual command to your system. You trace an inverted triangle for the trap, a circle with a dot for sovereign source, and an upward triangle for rising pressure. It's like entering a password to lock your system down.
And speaking of passwords, there's a bypass code, a tonal command. I'm going to try to say this. Arama, kiteba, umshata.
You got it.
It feels very, very rhythmic. The translation is, my seal is full, my gate is locked, I am home.
It's a mantra, sure, but in this system, it's a circuit breaker. If you are in a panic state because of an energy vampire, your brain is looping. That chant, Arama, Kiteba, it snaps you back into your own sovereignty. It reminds your system who's in charge.
So we've covered the logs, the daily priming, the nuclear option, and the crystalline magic. I want to bring this back down to earth for a second. The sources give a really useful synthesis at the end, a way to rapidly diagnose what kind of toxic source you're dealing with.
Yes, the field guide. Because you don't have time to write a full EIS in the grocery store when someone's yelling at a cashier. You need the 3 primary diagnostic categories.
Let's run through them. Category 1, the methane source.
This is the chaos generator. The person who thrives on confusion, gaslighting, drama. If you walk away from a conversation feeling dizzy or unsure of what even just happened, you've been hit with methane.
And the fix for methane.
Tighten the root chakra valve. You have to ground. Visualize your energy going deep into the earth. You need physical stability to counter their chaotic energy. Don't argue logic with methane. Just ground and seal.
Okay. Category 2, the hydrogen sulfide source.
The aggressor. This smells like sulfur. It's confrontation, anger, domination. It's hot, sharp.
And the natural instinct is to fight back.
Which is exactly what opens your valve and lets the gas in. The fix here is the mirror technique. You deploy a mirrored valve. You don't absorb their anger, you don't fight it, you just reflect it back to them. Let them deal with their own sulfur. You stay cool glass.
In category 3, the one I think is maybe the most common for empaths, the bioaerosol source.
The victim, the clinger. The person who isn't mean, but they are just so needy they cause the siphon effect. You feel hollow after talking to them because they want your pity.
And the fix isn't to be cold, is it?
No, the fix is to upgrade to the P-trap. You must maintain that reservoir of neutrality. The text says it explicitly. Do not let the trap run dry via pity. You can listen, you can offer advice, but you do not pour your own living water into their bottomless pit.
You keep your seal.
You keep your
It
seal.
really creates a complete system. Identify the toxin methane, sulfur, aerosol, and apply the engineering fix. It stops you from taking their behavior personally. It's just plumbing.
And that's the liberation. If there's a leak, you fix the seal. You don't get mad at the water for being wet, and you don't get mad at the sewer gas for being smelly. You just keep it out of your house.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with the final protocol mentioned in the material. It's called the Plumbing Sovereignty Decree.
Ah, yes. The state of absolute seal. It's a declaration you make to yourself and to the universe.
It really sums up everything we've talked about.
It does. The mantra is, my love flows out without measure, but no dissonance may flow back in. My traps are primed. My pressure is set.
My pressure is set.
I love that. It implies you are operating at your own internal standard, regardless of the chaos outside.
Exactly. You aren't reacting to their pressure. You are maintaining your own. You are the master of your own biolaboratory.
So as you go about your day, check those internal gauges. If you feel a pressure drop, check your seals, prime the trap, maybe do a little 5-gallon flush of gratitude, and for the love of all that is holy, don't let the sewer gas in.
Stay sealed, everyone.
Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you on the next one.